Hi guys, welcome back to another edition of Max and Nicky 1000th Time Reactions,
where we react to a song after listening to it for our 1000th time.
We release 3 videos a day.
Every day.
So please hit that subscribe button.
And ding that post notification bell.
So you don't miss out on any of our content. What are we going to listen to right now, Nicky?
We're going to listen to Sweet Love by Anita Baker.
Sweet Love. That's
known for that Quiet Storm.
The Quiet Storm classics. Sweet Love.
It's a good song. Great song, I would say. If you're new to the channel, what we do on here is we listen to a song all the way through without pausing so we don't ruin the intention of the artist. Then afterward, that's when we talk about our reaction. We go into some in-depth analysis and maybe talk a little about the history of the artist and the song if we should know it.
Also, we'd like to mention, as we normally do, that we have another YouTube channel called Max and Nicky, on which we perform oldies tunes, jazz standards, and some originals as well. And we got comedy videos on there as well. But for right now, let's take a listen to Anita Baker's Sweet Love.
For our 1000th time.
Here we go.
Stay with me, and you will see my arms will hold you, baby. Never leave, 'cause I believe I'm in love. Sweet love, help me crawling out tonight. I feel no shame, I'm in love. Sweet love.
Man, that song has everything in it, you know? It's got everything.
It's a real jam.
They pull out all the stops on that one.
Um,
You really want to dance to it.
fairly long outro there, actually.
Sure, yeah. Man, I mean, I just love the chorus, especially when it first enters. You hear the dun dun dun
I
dun,
love
dun,
that
the piano.
keyboard,
You know, I love
keyboard
that.
or whatever.
Yeah, it's
Dun,
so,
dun, 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 dun.
it really brings it all together. But man, there's so many good things in it. The bass is really grooving in this song, you know, and you hear like sometimes they do these licks of the bass where you really feel the groove of it, you know.
Sure, and you know it's using some like sampled horns, and sometimes that
Sampled strings too.
yeah, sometimes I mean this was the '80s, so you know these kind of samples.
Sure.
stuff
Well,
big
it
at
was
the
a
time.
cool mix of samples and real instruments that
Yeah, I know. Sometimes some people might think, oh, sampled horns might sound a little hokey or something, but if you know how to make it work, and this song does, it works.
Yeah,
Works
I know.
well.
I love the way it uses. I also really love the background vocals in that sort of bridge section. Those are really cool. But Anita Baker, what a great voice. I mean, she really just her voice soars in this song. You know,
Yeah, you know, this was a big, you know, growing up.
crossover hit. I guess.
Well, crossover from what? What do you mean?
Oh well, I feel like you know because it is kind of more of a quiet storm kind of song, but it really.
Oh, became
Went onto the pop charts, and I think it was a big hit on the Hot
sure,
100.
but you know, another Quiet Storm person, Sade, was on the pop charts. You know,
Sure.
they had some big hits as well.
you were going to say this was a really big song when we were growing up
Yeah, I mean,
because it's played on this smooth
There's
jazz.
this channel called The Wave where we grew up, and they played a lot of smooth jazz. And smooth jazz kind of was an outgrowth, I feel like, of, well, it was, first it became maybe, it
was an outgrowth of jazz fusion
jazz
from the
fusion,
70s.
yeah, and then in the 80s it became a little more pop oriented, I guess. And so, and then along with that though, at the same time, soul and R&B music was starting to become, you know, this quiet storm thing that was happening.
Utilizing elements of smooth jazz.
Elements of this, you know, kind of slowed, you know, kind of, it just, they were kind of mixing together, and you started to get, you know, smooth jazz often sounds kind of like this too,
Sure,
except
like,
it's just
you know,
instrumental.
Sade
you know?
or like another
Well,
song
Sade,
we
I
would
would
hear when we were young on that station was Captain of Her Heart by Double.
Sure, it was this kind of, well, quiet storm, that's what they called it, you know? And
There was a
but
show
I
on.
mean,
There was a show on the Wave called Musical Star Streams, and that's when it would get a little almost new agey sounding. But
sure.
we're veering off.
But
Hosted by Forrest.
But yeah, definitely in the 90s. I mean, we heard this. I mean, I can just even imagine right now when this song is done, I can even imagine them doing the station ID, and it sounds like the song, them going. "94.7 The Wave."
For those of you from that area, you know what we're talking about.
I'm not joking. I heard a station ID last that long before, and it was like
You thought
that.
it was a real song.
I thought it was a real song
but
they
it
were
was
actually
the
doing.
station ID.
It was a station ID, and it was, you know, kind of in the vein of this Sweet Love song, you know.
But man, there's so many things going on. This song is kind of inspiring from a production standpoint because they add all these sort of intricate things, these little subtle, nuanced things that, you know, it's kind of the whole sum of the, what was it? How do you say?
The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
But it's both. It's like, yes, everything little thing is contributing to the whole, but you can pinpoint every specific thing going on too if you're really listening to it, and everything is pretty clear, and it's pretty inspiring that they have all this stuff going on, but you can hear everything really clearly.
But also, I will say there is kind of this massive stuff.
When I say that, by the way, it's because from a mixing standpoint, when you have a lot of things going on, it's really hard to make everything clear and stand out, and being able to, you know, because there's a lot going on. But this song really successfully
yeah, but
does
I
that.
feel like there was kind of a mass of timbres happening in the kind of center area that sounded cool. It was like this neat, just a very a cool sound.
But it's
together,
also,
you know?
inspiring because they
mix.
have a lot of these sort of sounds that happen briefly and only once in the song, you know, and it's kind of like there's songs that do that are really inspiring for me, where you're like, oh, maybe I should add some of these little intricacies that they don't happen throughout the song. It just happens once, and it's just an added bonus kind of thing, you know?
Well, we were talking about that song. What is it by the Thompson Twins?
Hold Me Now.
Hold Me Now. Remember, we kind of thought there was kind of a collage kind of mixing, production style that they did, where you don't even hear anything again. Actually, as you know, as far as the like little sounds goes, you know, obviously you hear the choruses again, but I feel like each time it was done differently.
Right.
So you pick and choose what you want to do. Sometimes you want to be more minimalist, actually, when you're mixing, and you want.
Sometimes you want to build layers upon layers,
and sometimes you want stuff. You hear this in maybe a lot of early '60s stuff, and where they were there's kind of a precision to their arrangement, and there's just something really cool about that. It wasn't these like little small elements, but everything was well intentioned,
right?
And that sounds cool too to me,
Right. I realized we didn't do any Halloween songs today, but hey,
we didn't. But hey, sometimes you're in the mood for something else,
for some Anita Baker.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is a great song. I think that'll do it for this reaction video. If you like what you heard and saw today, and we certainly did, but if you like what you heard and saw, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ding that post notification bell to find out about more Max and Nicky reaction videos.
Please keep tuning in.